Hey everyone, and welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys how I get this flawless and natural foundation routine using powder foundation. It's super simple and easy, and I hope you guys enjoy. Let's get started. Okay, so first things first, I always start out with this oil. This oil is absolutely amazing. If you're familiar with the Drunk Elephant Marula oil, this is the best dupe for like $15. I absolutely love it. I got it from Amazon and it's linked in my storefront. I apply this all over very generously. This oil does not break me out. I have super sensitive skin, and my skin literally has not broken out using this. It adds so much hydration and just feels so good on the skin. It's not heavy. It doesn't leave my face feeling super oily. It's just the perfect balance of hydration. I suffer a lot with eczema, so this has been my holy grail, and in the winter my skin is always just more dry, so this has been amazing. And I'm also loving the Good Molecules hyaluronic acid. I put this on before. I didn't videotape it though, I forgot. But I've had this on my face all day, and this adds so much hydration as well. It plumps up the skin and reduces fine lines, so I love this. It's like $6 and it's worth so much more. It's so good. I'm obsessed with the Good Molecules hyaluronic serum. So I do this first and then I add the oil. So once I've let the oil kind of penetrate in my skin a little bit, I'll then add my primer. You guys know I love my e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. It's so good, but I only add this to the areas where I know my makeup normally does not last, which is typically my under eyes. I get a little bit creasy, and then typically like around my mouth area. So I'm not gonna add it too much everywhere else, because I do find that when you add a ton of oil and this, they kind of like don't mix, so the makeup ends up looking really weird afterwards. So we want to avoid that. So I'm just adding a little bit of this underneath my eyes and around the mouth area. Once I've let that set, I then go ahead and add my concealer. So concealer is huge for me because a little bit can go such a long way. So you guys know my holy grail that I have been using for years is always gonna be the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. And this is in the shade Fair Warm. So in the winter I use Fair Warm because it's a little bit brighter. In the summer I think I use something tan. I don't remember, peach tan or something. I don't know, something around there. But I love this. Whenever I have my makeup clients, I still use this on them to this day. I just think it's one of the best concealers on the market, hands down. And I also don't add too much concealer. This is kind of the most that I've added. Once I apply that, then I add my magical product, which is the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter Foundation. This is in the shade 4.5. It's amazing. So this is a little sample size and I've already like ran through it, but what I like to do is mix this in with my concealer and then I apply it all around my face as if it was like moisturizer. It literally does add a filter to your face, and every time I wear this, people are always like, oh my god, what's on your skin? It looks so amazing. So you guys need this in your life. I know there's a dupe by e.l.f., but I haven't tried it yet, so I am curious to see if it's just as good, because so far I love e.l.f. products. And then I'll basically add it everywhere. With a brush like this, I'll just go ahead and start blending my concealer and mixing it in with that Charlotte Tilbury. And just like that, I just press it into the skin. Always press, never swipe. One of the biggest game changers to makeup routine has definitely been the Charlotte Tilbury. It's just literally such an amazing product. I didn't really believe the hype at first. I just didn't think it was gonna be all that great, but no, it's amazing, and I will be getting more. And I always add it to my lids as well. So I kind of just let this sit and just kind of marinate into the skin, and then I move on to the next step, which is contouring. For my contour, I'm gonna use my Black Opal stick, and this is in the shade Nutmeg. And the key that I always give anyone who's learning how to contour and that doesn't feel confident in the way that they contour is to always start from the top of the ear and go down to about the middle of the cheekbone. Do not go any further than that. That is just one rule of makeup. If there's any rules of makeup, it is that one. The further you go down, the less soft it's gonna look. So if you're looking for a very soft and easy makeup look, stop right here. If you want something super dramatic, then yeah, go and drag it down, but we're not going for that kind of look right now. This is just a natural, flawless foundation look. So I always just go right here And then I'm just gonna press the contour in the skin. These brushes are amazing. If you're gonna gift anything to anybody that loves makeup or beauty, these are from Amazon and they're super affordable and they are just amazing. I love these brushes. They're best for cream and liquids. So that's why I prefer them for my cream contour. I don't really care for sponges, but I will use a sponge in this process, which is also a game changer to my foundation routine, and I'll show you guys in just a second. Okay, so once nose contour is done, it's always gonna look a little bit crazy. So a trick for me to just kind of clean things up and help it look a lot more seamless is to take the same concealer brush that we used before, and then I'm just gonna like clean it up. So remember, this is just how I do my natural flawless base, but if you like more drama, feel free to add more contour. I just don't like to overdo it because it's very, very, very easy to overdo the nose contour. Okay, so now that that's done, I'll just go ahead and start setting my face, and this is where the powder comes in. So I'm gonna use my Fenty Beauty, and this is in the shade 300. This is a Pro Filter Soft Matte Foundation. And I'll take a powder brush, and I'm basically just gonna press this into the skin. So I'm only gonna focus on the areas where I did not add the concealer underneath the eyes. I'm gonna lightly press it in here, but not too much. So just press. I'll go on top of the contour as well. So as you can see, I didn't add any more powder when I went underneath my eyes. I just added whatever was left over on the brush. So now I'm gonna go in with my under eye setting powder. So now I'm going in with my Maybelline Fit Me in the shade 10. This is the loose powder. You guys know this is one of my all-time favorites. Before I even touch my under eyes, I'm just gonna make sure that there's nothing creasing, because if you add powder when there's creases, it's just gonna accentuate the fine lines. So now it's all smooth, and I just press it into my under eyes. And then I'll add some in the bridge of the nose, forehead, and around the areas of my mouth. Then I'll do the same underneath the contour. And then I'll take my regular foundation brush and just brush that excess powder in the skin. Now that we're nice and smooth, we're gonna go ahead and add some blush. My favorite blush right now is from the Sephora palette. It is the Gleam palette. I always add the blush like right up here, not down here. Adding it up here lifts the face up some. Adding it here is gonna kind of droop it down. So we wanna lift the face up. So I kind of want to add a little bit more contour to define it a little bit and bronze myself up some more. So I'm gonna take the same brush. Yeah, I'm one of those. So I want my contour to kind of look a little bit more defined, and I want my face to just look bronzy in general, just a little bit more than what we've got going on here. So I'm gonna take my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish. This is in the shade Medium Deep. When I don't use this, I'll use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Saddle Bronzer. This one is a lot more pigmented and a little bit goes a long way. And this one is just gonna give you a very much more natural finish. And the ingredients in this powder actually help the skin appear smoother anyway, because this is actually a really, really good powder for much mature textured skin. So I like to use this on days when I just want a very, very fresh and natural makeup look, because it's not too dramatic. And I'll just kind of touch over. So this is the final look, and this is how I achieved my flawless powder foundation routine. I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you guys in my next video.